I know I sometimes give him a hard time with my questions, but I promise.
Okay, he's coming.
I promise I won't give him a hard time today. There he is.
Oh, there's Luke.
Hi, Luke. How are you?
Good, fantastic, Elias. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for hosting us, and I'm very happy to join as always.
All right, and thank you for joining us today and presenting our GB program to our students, our prospective students, and our partners all around the world today. Before we go on to my questions or your presentations, I'd like you to introduce yourselves first to our audience. Why don't we start with Anna first? Ladies first, always.
Okay.
Anna, could you please introduce yourself to us quickly? And then we'll ask Luke to do the same thing. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you. First of all, thank you, Elias, for inviting me so that we could discuss the co-op part of the program. My name is Anna. I'm the co-op and practicum director for VIC-CC. I basically help students navigate their co-op term after they've finished their academic term, which would be under Luke's jurisdiction.
Great. And how about you, Luke?
Good, Elias. I have been the senior instructor of the business program for about 20 years, believe it or not, and really, truly enjoying it every single day. What can I say? What I bring to the program is what I also expect the students to bring to the program: enthusiasm and motivation and an interest and a drive to improve the world around us.
Exactly. And I'm sure they bring a lot of enthusiasm to your program.
They do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you for the introductions. So why don't we start with you, Luke? Can you share your presentation with us, and then I'll go over my questions. Or let's just start with we've already seen your video in the beginning.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to go into detail about our GB program. So what is this program about? Can you please guide us through our GB program, GB/AGB, and how long this program is, etc. Let's talk about these, and then I'll continue with my questions.
Sure. Is my PowerPoint visible, or should I just talk?
It's not at the moment.
It's not. Let me try and fix that right away.
All right.
Fix that. There we go. 1 second, and I'll pull it up. In the meantime, feel free to entertain the people with a little song and dance. Ilya?
Sorry, look, I'm not a good dancer, unfortunately, but if you have any other suggestions, maybe I can. There you are. There you are. Okay, you saved my life. You just saved my life. Thank you.
Good. Here's my PowerPoint. So, well, what can I say? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Welcome and thanks for joining us. I'm not sure whether Elias will be reading the questions, or you can just follow the questions on screen. Is that all right, Elias?
Sure, I can. I mean, this was my first question, and I can continue with my questions, and then you can answer those questions.
All right. So I will just walk you slowly. I will walk our lovely audience slowly through some of the basics. That is, how long is the program? What courses can students expect in the program? And do they have to finish all 6 courses? Well, the program consists of 6 courses, 4 weeks each. That gives us a total of 24 weeks in class. And to give everyone maximum flexibility, students can enroll for as few or as many courses as they like. So if you don't mind, I'll very briefly walk you through the 6 courses.
Please.
A nutshell view of the 6 courses. So the first course is called Human Resources Strategies, and that focuses on becoming a more effective manager. In other words, that is the basic course, management. From there, we go on to Public Relations Strategies, or what used to be called business communication. In other words, communication techniques that work for you, whether you work for an organization or you have your own business. We focus on communication techniques that work for you. From there, we go on to legal administration. Specifically, we talk about managing risks for your business by focusing on torts, risks, and contracts, and learning how to interpret contracts, how to read contracts, and how to protect yourself from all kinds of risks. In the next course, accounting, cost control strategies. Again, it's all part of becoming a more effective manager. We focus on managing costs. And of course, by managing costs, you will definitely drive your profits and maximize your profits. Which brings us to course number 5, Global Marketing Strategies, or addressing customer needs and wants, and again, driving profits. Once more, it's all part of becoming a more effective manager and bringing your product to the market. And finally, the course number 6 is business economics. We sort of open the horizon a little, we look around, and we help you become a more effective manager by being aware of how economic forces impact your business. Those are the bare basics of the program. I hope I have answered your question, Elias.
All right. So thank you, Luke. Yes. So we have 6 courses in this program, and students are expected to complete it in 24 weeks. Every course is lasts for 4 weeks. So then my next question is, as you have it up there already, what are the program features of this program, and how is it different from other programs? So there are so many business programs out there. How is our program at VIC, our GB program, is different from other programs, other than the fact that obviously you are teaching it? So that's
Yeah, too much praise. Sorry, Elias. You took the words right out of my mouth.
So how is it different, and how can our students benefit from this program?
Absolutely. As you said, Elias, there are tons of business programs out there. It is very, very hard to choose from so many programs. We appreciate that students may get lost, may get confused. So here it is in a nutshell. What a program is and does, it is custom built to boost your portfolio of management skills. Whatever you're looking for, you want to enter the business world, you want to join industry, you want to build a career or go on a job search with a solid portfolio of management skills. And that's what we help you build. So it is, my philosophy is we learn from each other. We learn from each other all the time. So the program does not only include lectures, but assignments which are often done in group projects, discussions, presentations. There's a field trip. There's an online stock game, which students always enjoy. And on top of that, I think one thing that really distinguishes us is you always receive a lot of personal attention and coaching. You are not just, students are not just customers or students, they are young professionals we love and want to help and find their way in the world. That's what we're looking for.
Great. And to add on that, as a marketing manager here at VIC, we have a monthly intake for this program, so it also makes it unique because it gives students flexibility, right? I don't think we've discussed this in our previous webinars with CSP and TESOL as well, but another advantage of studying at VIC is that especially in our co-op programs, we have a monthly intake, so you can start your program every 4 weeks. Since we have different courses, different modules, as Luke just explained, you can just join from any course. Is that correct, Luke?
Absolutely. You can join us any month, which gives you a lot of flexibility. And again, you can even join, take a break, and rejoin. So as Elias explained, yes, we are willing to listen to and address your needs, and to do that, of course, we are flexible, and we offer you that option.
And if you are perhaps watching us now and you're in Vancouver and you're looking for a program, in fact, you can enroll in our co-op programs in our Global Business Expertise or Customer Service Professional program. Next month, I believe the next intake is on October 13th.
That's right, correct. That's right, correct, Elias. On October 13th, we're starting the course of Public Relations Strategies, Business Communication. So you're very welcome to join us.
Great. All right. So my next question here is that what type of students take this course? And do you have to have any experience? So for some business programs require, or master programs or other business programs require you to have some sort of experience, work experience. Do we have such requirements?
Elias, for sure, we do have requirements, and at the same time, start with the answer to the first question there up on screen. The kind of students we find in class are people who are still in university, maybe 1 or 2 years to go, and want to get some experience in Canada. We also have new graduates. We have young professionals with 1 or 2 years of experience. We have mid-career professionals, people who have probably 5 to 10 years of experience, and are thinking of a new career or just want to take a break. So we have all types of professional backgrounds and academic backgrounds. The average age, I would say, in the class is usually about 25 years of age. Very, very young, as I am, of course, as you can see. I just turned 25 yesterday.
So this means you started teaching this course when you were 5.
That's right, exactly. I was a very young genius. We have people from all sorts of backgrounds. I should emphasize that we've had people who ran their own business. We've had people from large businesses, from small and large universities. We've had people from family businesses. We've had artists. We've had teachers. We've had engineers. Lots of diversity, which we always enjoy. As I said, we always learn from one another. Very, very important. Do you need some experience? It helps, but it is not necessary. We've actually had people straight out of high school who did amazingly well in the program. Again, your attitude, your motivation, your willingness to learn, your enthusiasm, that's what we're looking for. And that's what we enjoy having in class.
Okay. So the next question, you kind of answered this, but who should take this program?
Right, of course. Very good. Well, I've kind of rephrased that question as who will benefit the most? And here I need to take a short detour. There's lots of, as you said, Elias, there's lots of students who study business. There's tons of business programs. As a result, you have a lot of people who study business because they don't really know what to do, or someone or their parents told them to study business, or they are thinking of making huge amounts of money. Good luck. Congratulations. Of course, we want that.
Do you have the secret recipe for that? Should I enroll next month in your program?
Absolutely, absolutely. If you enroll, I will share the secret recipe. Recipe to incredible wealth. My students know that. So, to avoid any disappointment, what we're looking for is students with a real, genuine interest in business. Also, students with a boundless curiosity for the world around them. And yes, I should say students with a talent for critical thinking. So it's about the attitude and the approach you come to the program with. That's what we want to see, and those people do extremely well. And we welcome that. We welcome that.
And I'd like to also answer this question myself, because I deal with so many students, and as a marketing manager and student advisor here at VIC, and most of the time our students seem to be confused on what to study and what's good for them, because there are, as you just said, lots of options out there, and most of them are coming into Canada to immigrate, and or they're looking for options to stay in Canada longer. But what ends up happening is that sometimes they're not at that level to study in a public college, or they don't have that level of English. So most of the time our students come to our language school, Sprott Language College. They improve their English with us at SSLC, and then they're not certain if they want to stay here permanently or go back, but they want to try. They want to maybe buy some time where they can, study, improve their English with you, get a Canadian certificate, complete a business program or customer service professional program, and also get a Canadian work experience, so that they'll find out if actually Canada is a right choice for them or not. So that's why it's like a stepping stone for most of our students, where they get to not just further improve their English, their business skills. You just talked about lots of other courses, their communication skills, their business, marketing, economics, accounting skills. They don't just only learn about these, but they also get to apply these skills, what they learned with you in AGB or GBE. They go on to work with Canadian employers, and they get to apply their skills. And they get Canadian work experience, and whether they stay here or not, they can take this experience, their certificate, their experience here in Canada to anywhere they go. Even if they go back to their home countries, they have higher chances to find better jobs. All right.
Very true. Well said, Ilyas. Absolutely.
Yeah. And of course, we're going to talk more about the co-op portion in a bit with Anna, but I just wanted to mention that since we were talking about who should take this program. Okay, so let's say you're going ahead. Look.
One step ahead. Our motto in business is one step ahead.
Okay. So what's the next question? What should students bring to class other than themselves?
Right. Well, yes. First of all, as I was joking, for one step ahead, but one motto I always share with my students is my favorite motto from a Hollywood movie, and that is: be first, be smarter, or cheat. And of course, we don't cheat. So we are first or smarter. Also, yes, students should bring themselves not only physically but mentally. Yeah, sometimes the two don't go together, but we love students who bring themselves physically and mentally to class. So, again, some students think, should I bring a paper, pen, laptop? That is completely up to you. It's free. Some people never bring a pen or paper and just listen. Some people like to write down everything. We're very, very open. But some things we really want you to bring is enthusiasm, openness, because you will be studying and spending a good time of the day with people from different nationalities, from very different backgrounds, with very different opinions. So openness, alertness, be alert to what's happening around you, be willing to question, be patient, be kind, especially these days, uh, and of course a sense of humor. Be willing to laugh at the instructor and at yourself. Um,
And to your jokes.
yes, every Monday
I think
morning.
that's
There is
number
a
one.
terrible Belgian joke every Monday morning. So yes, again, I repeat myself, but it's the same message. Bring an open, enthusiastic, keen attitude, and you will see you will do so much better in class, but also out of class. You will make bonds with other students. You will be a happier professional. So that's what we would like you to bring to class. And remember, be first, be smarter, or cheat. But don't be not.
Okay, so okay, so students are expected to bring sense of humor, patience, kindness. Okay, all these stuff. They're there and they're ready to listen to you and learn more from you. But sometimes I hear that you're giving hard time to some students. Is this the case?
Yes, Ilya. We
Uh,
give hard
do
time.
they get a lot of assignments? Like, what's the case?
Yes. I
Mhm.
will quote my boss at the bank who always told us, no pain, no gain. Uh,
Okay.
Okay.
so yes, the more pain, the more gain. And sometimes I quote Winston Churchill, who said, at the beginning of the war, I promise you nothing but blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes.
Of course, not as serious as Churchill. So, assignments. Let's be serious. Yes, it varies by course. In some courses, there's a daily assignment, but at least there's one every 2 or 3 days. For the rest, we use Canadian university textbooks. So just staying up to date uh, is a daily must, and the students know that. Just always stay up to date, behind, or you will get lost. But yes, assignments, regular, at the very least. Yes.
Okay. And by the way, we didn't talk about how long this program is, like what time it starts, what time it ends, and is it Monday to Friday? Can you also talk about these as well?
Absolutely. Yes. We start at 8 o'clock. We start a little earlier than most programs. We start at 8 o'clock and we go to 2:30 or 2:30ish.
Every day?
Every day except for Friday when we finish a little earlier. We also have a very short lunch break.
Mhm.
Students know that. Why do we start early? Why do we finish early? Because as uh, Anna will explain, students often work in the afternoon. More than half the class usually are working students. They want to get out, make some money, gain some experience.
Mhm.
So yes, we have usually a lot of very, very busy young people in the class, and I admire them for their determination and their courage to do that every day of the week.
Okay, and I believe apart from the assignments, they also get to work on group projects and right?
They do, and they have presentations every 2 weeks.
Okay.
This can be very stressful. They spend a lot of time on presentations. They learn how to do professional presentations, and they do a lot of more and more. They do writing. Yeah, and again, it depends on the course, but yes, there are serious assignments at least every couple of days. Yeah.
Okay, and I actually forgot to mention about this. We sometimes get students, especially after their ESL studies, their English studies, they want to do, they have, let's say, limited time here. They'll go back to their countries, but they still have maybe 4, 8, or 12 weeks. They can also enroll in our GB or CSP program. They can take one course or two courses, so 4 weeks or 8 weeks, and they'll get certificates. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're very welcome to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a number of students have done that. Earlier this year and last year, we had some TESOL students who jumped GBE,
Mm-hmm.
and they did extremely well. They did amazingly well.
Mm-hmm.
So we always welcome students from other programs. Again, no matter how short or how long your time with us, you are welcome. You are welcome. It doesn't matter.
Okay. And also, we talked about who should take this program, etc., but we didn't talk about the admission requirements. Maybe we can touch base on our admission requirements for GB and AGB program as well. Can you also tell us about what we need?
Sure.
You said there's no experience required. It's good if they have completed their high schools, right?
For GBE, definitely, there's no work experience required. We do require experience for the advanced business program.
Okay.
In that case, experience definitely is a must and very, very useful. The requirements, of course, are, I would say, from my perspective, at least a high intermediate level of English, a high intermediate level of English.
And that translates into IELTS 6.0 level,
Correct.
more or less.
Yeah.
But of course, students do not need to provide any IELTS or any English proficiency scores. They can just simply take our free online entrance test, and then we'll do an interview either with you or with Catherine. And if they pass both tests, both the interview and online exam, they're good to go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes. And again, just to come back to the English, there's a lot of reading in the program. So we really expect the students to be up to par in speaking and reading and writing in all the relevant English skills.
Mhm. Okay, that makes sense, I think.
It does,
All
it
right.
does.
So can our students work while taking this program?
Elias, you know, our students, they work like mad. And I admire and appreciate that. Yes, they can, and they do. And again, as I mentioned earlier, about half of our advanced students work, sometimes more. There are classes where all our advanced students have a part-time job. Again, our friendly co-host Anna will kindly and patiently explain what to expect and what not to expect while studying. But definitely, a short answer in one word is yes. And most students do want to work and learn a lot from working. Absolutely.
And yeah, so global, when we refer to GBE or Global Business Expertise, it's the 6 months program or 24 weeks program. You just take the courses.
That's right. That's right.
When we add an A in front of GBE, that stands for Advanced Global Business Expertise, and it just simply means it's our co-op program. So you study for 6 months, and then you work for 6 months. Before I go on to Anna for my co-op questions, my last question for Luke is not that one.
No, that's one. No.
What career opportunities are expected after graduation?
Right.
So next month I'll join your program, and I'll finish your courses with you, and then do I become a CEO or how
Elias,
does this work?
in your case, I can guarantee a position of CEO is definitely in the cards. Yeah. Good. You know, we often have a discussion in class how to get rich, and students usually tell me by working very hard. But I tell them because I'm very honest. No, you get rich by being born rich, by marrying rich, or by stealing yourself rich. Uh, so of course, I'm joking, huh? Of course. What?
There's a saying in Turkish though. Under every joke, there's truth.
Yes. Yeah. No. What I tell them is, as it says there on scale, life is a combination of planning, preparedness, talent, but also sheer luck. And even now, especially nowadays with the COVID crisis, students are very aware of that. They know that, I can never predict a student's future. But I do know that students have ended up in all kinds of careers, some with small organizations, some with very large organizations, some have joined a family business, some have started their own business, some have done unusual things. I always remember one student who told me that he wanted to become a missionary in Kazakhstan. I don't know whether he did that. I hope he did. Again, I encourage my students to be open to whatever opportunities and chances come their way, uh,
Mhm.
rather than be focused on one option. And I'm very happy to say that most of them have done that. I wish them all luck, and I wish them happiness.
Thank you, Luke. And yeah, they have to start from somewhere, right? And I believe they're already doing this by joining our program with you at GBE. So that's the start point. And so we have another saying in Turkish that's starting is halfway through completing your mission. So you start studying with us, and then we're going to talk about this, but Luke will prepare you for your job, for your co-op job. You know, he'll prepare you for your interviews, and Anna will also prepare you your resume, your cover letters, what you can expect, you know, in an interview. And both Luke and Anna and Elena at CSP will prepare you for your job placements after you complete your program. So all you have to do is sign up, go on to our website, which we'll go through at the end of this webinar, contact us, and then will change your life. I can truly say that.
Ilyas, amen to that. Amen to that. Sign up, and remember, GBE stands for Great Belgian Expert.
Okay, maybe we should apply to Peter to change the program's name. Okay. Yeah, we should. I'll email Melissa after this webinar.
Thank you, Ilyas.
Okay. All right. So let's go on to Anna.
Co-op.
Okay. It's great. Students have the right level of English, and they're now, they're ready to enroll in our program. They complete our program with success. First of all, what do they need to do? Even if they fail all their courses with Luke, are they able to find a job, or do their co-ops, or what's the first requirement?
There are some basic requirements. Okay. Maybe I'll share the screen with everybody.
Sure.
This is just a very simple PowerPoint, just like Luke. Maybe maybe not as nice as Luke's.
Okay, let's see it. Let's see. Then
And
we'll judge
don't
later.
mess this up. Okay.
Okay, here you are.
Okay, so do I just, okay, there. I think what I, okay,
And just,
I guess.
if you just click present maybe, and we can see it full screen.
No, not that one. Okay, is it? Okay. Okay, now I'm really lost here.
No, you're still with us. Don't worry.
Because I can. Okay, because I already see the slides presentation. I just need hover to. No, I don't want it to hide. Okay.
Just click present, and then we'll be able to see the presentation.
Where would that be?
At the top of the screen, and right next to share.
Right next to share.
There's an orange share button, and to the left of it is a present button.
Okay,
Oh,
Anna.
But I have to get out of. Yep. Yes.
You can just answer the questions. I mean, you don't.
Okay, sure.
That's
no
fine.
problem about that. Let's just.
Jim, can we close this, and maybe we can show our website later on? You can just answer the questions. It's okay. This is a Q&A.
Okay, sure.
I can share Anna's website while she's talking.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
I think you have a copy of my PowerPoint.
I will give me 1 second, and I will do that.
Okay, so
yeah.
While Luke sets that up, maybe we can talk about the entry requirements for co-op. First of all, before this is, I'm moving ahead again. What is co-op in the first place? What is co-op?
Co-op is basically putting into practice what you learned in class. So it's basically either most students do a full-time job with co-op, so that could be between 35 to 40 hours, and
Mm-hmm.
co-op is paid. It's paid, so which means to say you get wages every 15 and end of the month. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so basically what you've learned in class is basically applied in your co-op. That's why your co-op has to have at least 70%
Mm-hmm.
component of
Mm-hmm.
what you've learned in class. So there it is.
So co-op stands for cooperative education, and
Oh,
it basically means paid internship.
it's paid internship.
Okay.
Some internships, that's why I don't use the word internship, because some
Mm-hmm.
internship are paid, some are not. But at least with co-op, you know that the students will get paid every 15 and end of the month.
Okay.
Okay.
And since we
Okay. So now
talked
we
about,
have the.
okay, so that's the first question. Okay, I'll save my other questions to the end.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so we have a co-op program, AGBE and ACSP here at VIC-CC. So are students on their own when they start their co-op? What kind of support do they get from you two or from our school? Do they get any support, any help in finding jobs? Do they have to find their own jobs, or how do we guide them through the co-op process?
I think I have that. Okay. These basically, there are a lot of support for students. Number one is there are regular co-op meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And the first meeting is usually scheduled the first week that they start their class. It's
Mm-hmm.
what we call co-op orientation, and it gives
Mm-hmm.
them an overview of what to expect during their co-op.
Okay.
Okay. Now, for AGBE, once they hit about 3 months after they start their class, there is what we call another co-op meeting. And
Mm-hmm.
usually with AGBE, we have the students, what we call, we give them placement options. Now, the placement options gives them two choices.
Mm-hmm.
Either there is a placement, what we call job placement service company called Experience Education, or everybody calls it EE,
Mm-hmm.
where in that company helps them with building their resume. They do consultation, initial
Mm-hmm.
consultation,
Mm-hmm.
build resume, and then the most important thing is EE helps them by having what we call a practice interview, which I think gives the student an idea of how it is to carry themselves during an interview when they're, well, I wouldn't say face to face nowadays, but when they're with a host company. Now, the other option is what we call self-placement, wherein students find their own co-op.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now with AGBE, if students are registered with EE, they can
Mm-hmm.
also do and try to find jobs on their own. And I've had several students, they were registered with EE, but they did find jobs on their own, so which is really good. But
Okay.
if, let's say, students find jobs on their own, it has to be screened or vetted by EE or myself, because we just have to be sure that all the requirements of the school as well as the government are basically in place. And as I always tell my students, I have to protect them against companies who would take advantage of them, because there are quite a few. And we don't want students to have that horrible experience.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then the other ways to support students is I also help students with their practice. Well, when COVID came, all the interviews were either by telephone or online. And I know that students were not really very favorable with that, but we had to go with the times.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an open invitation to students that if they want to practice, let's say they have an interview set up by EE, and they're not familiar on how to go about with an online interview, I
Mm-hmm.
always tell them, email me and we can meet by Zoom. If
Mm-hmm.
it's a phone interview, we do that. And after that, what I do is I write down, notes so that after the practice, I give them feedbacks. Then they basically know what they have to improve. Basically, they know that, what they said during the interview was something that they could do while they're on online or on phone interview. And I think it also gives them a lot of confidence, which is very important, especially at this time, because some students are shy. Some students don't know how to, how to go about, especially when it's their first time to do an interview in a Canadian, I guess, in a Canadian environment.
Right.
And sometimes I know it can be very, students are very anxious. So I tell them that here in Vancouver or in Canada, after you talk to the person, you either send an email to thank them, or you thank them right there and then after the interview. So it's little tips like that, just so they're aware of how we do things here in Canada.
Okay. So um, when students join our program, our GB program or CSP program, right off the bat, you meet with them, and then you go through their resumes and look at their experience and where they can possibly work later on. And
Yes.
From the first day on, you help them with job search, job finding, and helps them with you also do that too, but I think it's also integrated in our programs too. They learn about interview skills, and they improve their speaking skills, presentation skills. They learn how to better present themselves
Yes.
in Canada. So that's great. Um, so
I'm sorry, Ilyas,
sorry.
I just had to add something to that. And I also send job postings because some
Okay.
students, they're looking for part-time jobs. So I do send postings, and other Elena, sometimes when she walks down, she finds job postings in
Right.
cafes. She also lets me know about it. And everybody works together so that we can be able to support students in their job search.
So what kind of jobs do co-op students get?
There are different kinds of jobs. I will basically discuss jobs for AGBE and for ACSP. For AGBE, and Luke had already discussed what they take in class. So we have also to see to it, that they apply this. So office administration. Most of the students who are doing their co-op now are either admin assistants, front desk, or reception. Some have a combination of office admin and also doing bookkeeping. And sometimes they're all bundled up together doing invoicing and payroll. But I just want to be sure, for our listeners, when they start their co-op, they're given a training. And I always assure the students, you're given a training, and students are also what we call here in Vancouver, they do shadowing, wherein you follow the person who's giving you training so that you basically see what they're doing. And then after a few days, you do it on your own. So there's a lot of support, not only in school, but also from the host company. And then other postings, basically there's marketing, human resources, and then there's also client account services. That's for AGBE. Now, ACSP, I'll have to add this for ACSP. This is customer service. Most of the students don't need the help of a job placement company when it comes to ACSP. For the simple reason that 99% of companies have customer service in their system, or there is a component there of customer service in most 99% of companies. Now for ACSP, students usually work, before the COVID, there were, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was one student who worked at a hotel. And then a lot of students are working in restaurants. They're either servers, the other one is a line cook, the other one, most of them are baristas, at the same time cashier, and at the same time, what's this, customer service. There's one student right now, she's doing the social media aspect of the cafe. Then there's also in retail, and retail could be, you could be working in a mall or in a standalone shop, and that could be, it's all about customer service, but they have different titles. Some call them brand ambassadors, some call them sales associate. So you are usually the frontliner when it comes to customers. You ask them what they need, help them. And then there's also tourism. At this time, the tourism industry, and that includes hotels, they're a bit lying low because of the pandemic. And hopefully, I've spoken to some of those in this industry. Hopefully, they said they'll be able to pick up in the winter, moving on to the spring season, hopefully.
All right. Thank you for the detailed answer. So we've already touched base on this, the process of finding a placement, and if students find their own placement. But I see Luke is jumping ahead again.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm joking. I see other schools, some schools promoting their co-op programs as guaranteed job placement, guaranteed co-op jobs. I don't know how they manage this especially during this COVID times, but as far as I know, it's not really legal to use the term guaranteed job placement. Do we guarantee our students a job placement? Is this guaranteed, or how do we go about finding them a job, or how do they find their jobs?
Okay, I agree with you, Ilyas. The word guaranteed, it's hard to. I mean, we see in a lot of advertisements. If it's a furniture, it's guaranteed 5 years. But what we do here is maybe some offer guaranteed placements, but it's the quality of the placement that is sometimes very questionable. They may be taking, a business management course, but I'm not sure where they're being placed. So what we do is we have placement options for them. And what I initially mentioned was the job placement service company that we have is Experience Education. Most of the AGBE students have this to help them find their jobs. And usually the students, what I initially said, there's a consultation, resume building, and practice interview. And if they want to do self-placement, that's great, because if they're under EE will do the vetting or the screening for them. But if under ACSP, I usually do the screening. And what's really nice about having a placement company, especially at this time, is students don't need to find jobs online because they are given notices on when they have job interviews. Some students take advantage of asking me if I can do practices with them. That's great. I'm so willing to do that for them. But when it comes to job interviews, I think I have to agree with both of you that attitude is very important. More than anything else, when they do their job interviews, they're competing with their classmates and with other Canadians who are looking for jobs. So what's important is students should learn should know how to sell themselves. And
I'm sure they learn this with Luke, for sure. I'm 100% sure.
Yes,
teaches them how to do that. But okay, so we have a job placement service company that we work with. So we don't necessarily guarantee them co-op jobs, but I think we guarantee our students interviews. And
definitely.
But how many interviews is that? Like, let's say I'm your student, I go into an interview and I don't like the job, and or they don't like me. I didn't get the job, and then I go on to the next one and the next one. So can I go forever like this, or is there a certain limit?
Ilyas, there's nobody who doesn't like you, so I will disagree with that.
Okay,
um, the
let's say
the
I'm not
students
fit.
usually have three.
I'm not a good fit for the job.
Okay, the students basically have three job opportunities, job interview opportunities.
Mhm,
Some students get the first job on their job interview. Some students get it on the second, and some students get it on the third. Now, if
mhm,
there are some discrepancies along the way, like, students were not given enough time to prepare for the interview, or they
mhm,
didn't even know they had an interview,
mhm,
I usually basically, get in touch with the placement company.
mhm,
And basically, I try to discuss with them, it's basically a matter of having a good relationship with the placement company, so that we can basically see to it that the students have all the opportunity they have to have another interview,
mhm,
especially at this time. Now, there's also something that I explain to students, especially at this time. Most businesses have already closed, some have not
mhm,
even opened,
mhm,
and some are really very anxious to open because of the government's wage subsidy.
mhm,
I think it's called see something about wage subsidy, because some offices just do not have enough finances to be able to support and pay a student for their co-op. So
mhm.
there are so many variables, but at this point, some students are already doing their co-op, and some are still waiting for their second or third
And
interviews.
yeah, from my own experience, I've had many students take Luke's program or Elena's program, GB or CSP, and I haven't seen a single of them who weren't placed into a co-op job. They got really good jobs, really great jobs in the past,
Mhm.
and some of them. It's very rare, but some of them were actually sponsored by their employers
Yes.
later on, and they got to stay in Canada and eventually
Well,
immigrate. So this is not
that's true.
obviously it's not guaranteed, but there's still there's this option too, although it's very slim. But I've seen it in the past, and nevertheless, all like we are going through some unprecedented times, COVID times, but still, I see my students, they're all employed. They have their jobs, part-time jobs. They're getting their co-op
Mhm.
jobs, although it's extremely hard with your
It is.
with obviously with your help and with EE and with also Luke's help. Everyone is helping our students, and I see them getting their jobs even through these tough times. But again, we just want to mention nothing is guaranteed. Other schools are using this term. I don't know how they do it, especially these times. But we will
Mhm.
we will do whatever necessary to place you into a job. Like we'll help you right from the start. We'll make sure that you're ready
Definitely.
for an interview to take that job and eventually succeed. And we I've seen many of my own students succeeded in their program and in their co-op jobs, and I'm so happy to see that. Okay,
Mhm.
so how long do our students work in a co-op? So I mentioned that it's
Well,
6 month study or 7 month study if it's CSP, and 6 months work or 7 months work. But what's the legality around this? How many hours do they have to, or how many months do they have to work during their co-op?
Basically, for AGB with co-op, it's 24 weeks. So they're 24 weeks, they're in class with Look. So it's the
Mhm,
same number of weeks for co-op. So it's 24 weeks for AGBE, with
Mhm.
co-op, and for ACSP, it's 28 weeks as well.
Okay.
It's 28 weeks.
Okay. All right. So 24 weeks study, 24 weeks co-op, 28 weeks study, or 28 weeks co-op. How many hours do they can they work during their co-op jobs? Do they get to work full time, part time, overtime?
Usually, well, that depends on their employer, or what we call host companies. Some
Mhm.
host companies require, to work for 40 hours a week. So that's 8 hours a day. Some, I know of one or two students who only work for 35 hours a week, so which is basically 7 hours a week. Now, there are some who are only given like part-time hours, which is on average 20 hours a week. So basically, I also guide them on how to put in or how to claim their co-op hours.
Mhm.
Yep, I also do that for them.
What do you mean by
So
co-op
there.
hours? Like, so they have certain amount of co-op hours that they need to complete, right?
Yes. For AGBE, it's a minimum of 400 hours to a maximum of 636 hours, and for
Mhm.
ACSP, it's 560 hours. Ilyas, can I just explain, because some students get confused with the minimum 400 to the maximum 636 hours. Minimum is you can work only for 400 hours or 403 hours. That means to say, if you work over 400, if you work, let's say 400 hours, you'll get an AGBE with diploma. I mean, AGBE with co-op diploma. If
Mhm.
let's say you want to make, the most of those 24 weeks and work for 636 hours, that's okay too. Okay. You'll still get AGBE with co-op diploma. But that's
Okay.
only for AGBE, a
Um,
minimum of 400 and a maximum of
okay.
636.
There's a question here from Barbara Bogado. Barbara is asking how much will this program cost? Barbara, we'll show you our website in the end. You can see our tuition fees there, but we'll get in touch with you. Jem will also share our email address as well. We have currently scholarships that you can apply and have. So it's very affordable, and the great part of these programs are, yes, you pay your tuition fees, but you get to work part-time during your studies, and co-op you can work full-time. And that was my next question, actually. How much do they earn? What's the minimum
On
wage
average.
in Vancouver, in BC? And I believe Luke can do the math on how much money our students
I
can
think
earn, since he's the expert in accounting, marketing, and economics. Um,
okay, I'm very
so,
poor in math.
what's the minimum
I
wage
think
here? So how much do they get?
minimum wage is $14.60 is the minimum wage. 14.60
14.60 per hour.
per hour.
Per hour.
Exactly.
So
Per hour.
during their studies, they can work 20 hours per week. That is 80 hours per month. So how much does that make, Luke? Minimum. This is the minimum. Obviously, you can make more than this.
Yes.
Uh,
In
yes,
fact, I have a student, she's earning 20 an hour.
Sorry?
hello.
Yes.
Anna? Yes. Sorry, what did you say? We lost you there.
I have a student she's still in co-op now. She's earning 20 an hour, which is really
20
great.
$20 an hour. Yes, so that's a possible to do. But
20
minimum
an
that
hour. So
they can expect
minimum is
monthly is,
14.60.
yeah, 14.60. So if they work 80 hours per month during their studies, that's 1,168.
How much is that?
That's the gross, right, Luke?
Yes, less
Yes, it is
taxes.
correct. Ilyas, correct. Congratulations.
And so that's for 6 months. For 6 months, they get $7,008. That's gross again. Some taxes will be deducted by the government, so that's $7,000.
The taxes.
And when you work another 6 months full time, right? that's what, 14,000 on top. So you make like $21,000, more than $20,000 easily, and all you have to pay is our regular tuition fees are around $10,000 to $12,000. But again, we have scholarship opportunities. So I encourage you to contact us, Barbara, and we'll get back to you. And you can mention where you're from. And we have, by the way, we have student advisors and marketers that speak everyone's languages almost. So you can even communicate with us with your own language if you feel more comfortable. And we'll get back to you with the prices, quotes, and the next steps. So that's another great advantage of taking our study and work programs, our study and work or co-op programs, or students will also refer to as study and work programs. So you come to Canada, you study, you improve your business skills, your customer service skills, your English, and then you get a job, you earn your money, you get a certificate, you get experience, and you basically earn what you pay to VIC, basically. So that's the
and more, and more.
Yeah, that's a great advantage for our students. All right, I'm done with my questions here. I'd like to thank you both. Unless if you have anything else to add, and unless we have more questions from our audience, this is the time to ask your questions. You can simply just ask your question on the chat box, or you can click on the Ask a Question tab to ask your questions. And you'll see here our brand new, revamped website, Vancouver.college, designed by Jem. And you can see everything here. Our programs, program details, admission requirements, tuition fees, application form, and you'll see our instructors right here. As you scroll down, right here, you'll see Luke, Elena, Dina, and Stacy. We had our Q&A session with Elena 2 days ago, and yesterday we had it with Dina for our TESOL programs. Today, we covered our global business expertise and AGB, advanced global business expertise. And tomorrow, we have our ITK program. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. And again, Jem is just showing us where you can find more information on our website. And all you have to do is, and you can see the videos here, all you have to do is, do we have a chat feature on this website, Jem? Or not yet?
It's coming.
It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. You can simply just chat on our website live with us, and one of our student advisors or marketers will get back to you, and we'll put you on a path to success.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
You are the shining example.
Yeah.
And what's the motto of our GB? We had a motto before. We are educating tomorrow's leaders.
Right. Yeah. As you know, the new motto is be first, be smarter, or cheat, but we don't cheat. So we are first or smarter.
Yeah. Don't take the shortcut. You'll eventually get there.
Yeah, you will get there. You will get it. Right to the top.
Okay, Luke and Anna, thank you so much for joining us again. We should do this more often and get the recent updates from you and see how you're doing. Okay, everyone, thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll see you, I think I'll see you next week with our SSLC programs, our specialized programs with SSLC. If not, we have more pathway webinars coming up on your way. So thanks for tuning in to our webinars and watching our webinars. If you have any questions, of course, you can always contact me or our websites, our info email addresses, and we'll get back to you. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much, Ilyas, for inviting us. And Luke, thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Graduates
Thank
and
Have a great evening.
welcome to Canada. Welcome to Sprott Language College. Hi, this is Ilyas. As the Pathway Program Manager and the Marketing Manager for Europe, I will share with you today how you can live, study, and work in Canada. Canada stands out with its safe, multicultural society, quality of education, and high living standards. These things make Canada one of the most reputable countries in the world. It is also more affordable to study in Canada than other countries like the US and UK. Here, you can meet and study with students from over 75 different countries and also study and work through our career college. Or you can enroll in our Pathway program to study at Canada's top colleges and universities while working 20 hours per week to obtain work experience in an English-speaking country. If you want to be a part of this great experience at Sprott Language College, apply today. Now it's time for Canada.